This is going to be instructions on how to replace the cabin air filter on a 2018 and newer Ford Expedition, 4th generation. The air filter is going to be behind the glove box like in most modern vehicles. I think it's similar to an F-150, but just a little bit different in how some of the trim comes off. You'll need a 7mm socket for a couple bolts, and it also helps to have a couple flat blade screwdrivers or tools that you can pry some things out with. Of course, empty the glove box, empty both of the glove boxes. So the first thing you'll want to do is over here on the right side of the glove box is disconnect the arm that holds it up. And what we're going to do is just kind of pull out on this point right here where it connects. And here's a view of the inside. Alright, so we take the damper arm and pull it, and then we can release it from the glove box. Push that up out of the way. And the next thing we want to do is to release the rest of the glove box. There's two bumpers on either side, and you kind of have to push inboard on both of those to get the glove box to release. And then we can just swing it down and leave it down. Next, we want to remove this little rubber mat for the upper glove box portion. And to do that, you basically just pull out on these outboard corners over here. And then there's similar little tabs that you need to pull out all along the front. And it'll come out like this. Next, you'll take your 7mm socket on a driver or a screwdriver and take out the two bolts holding this trim piece in. So next we're going to pull out this tub right here in the center, and it's got this felt tub back here that we're going to try to be kind of careful of that we don't damage it. There's clips, snap clips all the way around the bottom and the sides of this, and so what you may have to do is kind of reach on the back and kind of pinch those clips to kind of depress them to get them loose. And then as you pull it out a little bit, this is where the screwdriver can come in handy. There's the top lip of this felt in the back can get hung up on the compartment above it. So what we want to do is just kind of push that forward edge down to get past that lip. That'll help us get this compartment all the way out. So you just want to pull little by little until you can get it free, and don't pull it out too far because we'll have a connector that we need to disconnect. Okay, so before you pull this tub all the way out, you want to disconnect the glove box light right here. There's just a little tab on top, and you should be able to pull the little 3-pin connector out, like so. Then we remove the tub completely. So on this plastic tub, I'll show you here the clips on the back. You can see there's clips all the way around, these little plastic snaps. And you get bonus points if you don't break any of those pulling this thing out. But that's what it'll be all along the bottom and on the sides as well. And so for next time, to make it a little bit easier, I'm going to actually take a couple of these clips off because it kind of makes it a little more difficult than it should be. So the trim should probably still stay on just fine without a couple of these tabs, but at least next time will be a lot easier to get this part out. And this is the lip of the tub that you have to get past that other trim piece. That can be kind of a challenge. So now you should have access to where the cabin air filter resides behind the dash. So it's this area right here. You're going to take this cover off. On either side there's a little snap that you're going to unsnap on the sides, and then it will come right off. Okay, so now that the cover's off, you can just pull the filter straight out, pull it through this little slot at the top, and you'll notice that the airflow arrow is pointing down. So you want to take out this old nasty filter. Okay, so you take the new air filter, and again, remember that the airflow arrow should be pointing down. Just slide that into the compartment, like so. And then we'll replace the cover. Okay, so you want to put the cover back on the air filter compartment, snap both sides of it, make sure it's secure, and then we'll replace the tub. Okay, before we replace this inner compartment, I'm going to just place a bead of adhesive underneath where this felt edge attaches to the plastic so that next time it's a lot easier to get out and it doesn't get hung up on the other trim piece. Alright, so once you've got the air filter in and the cover back on, you can replace the bucket. And remember, as you're doing that, you want to reconnect the glove box light connector. And just slide it back in. And push all the clips in. You kind of have to squeeze those because the panel deflects. So you want to make sure those are nice and tight. Then we'll replace the 2 bolts right here. Reinsert this little rubber mat, and again, remember, just line all the tabs up with the holes in the panels. Get these clips out on the end in. Okay, next step is to pull up the glove box again. Remember the bumpers that we have to push in a little bit on both sides to get them to clear the dashboard panel. And then we'll need to reconnect the damper. Snap it into place, and you're done.